What's good, sports gamers? With 2K18 introducing all-time teams this year, we do what we always do and rank them. I gotta say, some of the players some teams can trot out makes you sad that never happened in real life, and equally nostalgic of their playing days. And some teams prove no matter the name on the back of the jersey, reputations die slow. Others were fortunate to have some of the best players of all time at their absolute peak, and a select few have guys you scratch your head at because, well, they had nobody else. And we here at Sports Gamers Online rank our top 10 all-time teams in NBA 2K18. Let's get to it.
Come on! Come on! Come on!
Sports Gamers Online is the #1 source for the sports gamer.
And number 10 is the Utah Jazz. Led by the most effective pick-and-roll tandem of all time in Stockton and Malone, the Jazz are built a little funny. Their starting five is all guys from the past, while their bench is mostly current NBA players, which going against teams that have 90 rated 11th men, that can get you run out the gym. Stockton and Pistol Pete do form one of the best backcourts in the game, and Adrian Dantley, who when people started saying he just gets buckets, they're probably talking about him. But I'm not gonna act like I watched the man, but look up his stuff on YouTube. Dude shot 54% from the field as a small forward. And the Jazz will always have the paint protected with their squad of elite shot blockers led by Mark Eaton, who has a 98 rating. Their bench, at least in my head, is led by NBA Jam legend Jeff Hornacek, but like I mentioned, might get run out the gym due to them being a bunch of current NBA players like Gobert, Hayward, and Big Al. So they're not gonna get that legends boost to their ratings. You're gonna have to rely heavily on the Malone, Stockton, Dantley, and Maravers line to get most of your points. At number 9 is the Orlando Magic. First off, the fact that Turkoglu didn't make the team but Aaron Gordon did is messed up. The crazy thing about the Magic's all-time squad though is the team hasn't been around that long, but their top 4 players were all considered the best or among the best at their position at one point while on the Magic. I've always thought the 94-95 Magic they've had on here the last few years was beyond cheesy, with Shaq doing anything you wanted and Penny little boy and smaller point guards. Then you had to deal with Horace Grant's automatic mid-range J and Nick Anderson and Dennis Scott bombing threes from half court. And no surprise, all 5 landed on the all-time team. Then you add peak Dwight Howard, Defensive Player of the Year Dwight Howard, back when he had a little post-game Dwight Howard, and T-Mac the year he averaged 32 a game, who was actually on par with Kobe back then, and took the Pistons to 7 in the playoffs. People give him crap for that, but his second best player was Darryl Armstrong, come on now. And you're also getting the kind of flabby and sick Grant Hill on this squad instead of his Pistons version. Spacing wise, the team is terrible and you're going to have to break up the Dwight and Shaq combo and get Nick Anderson, Jameer, and Dennis Scott some minutes. But ignoring fit, their big 4 can get busy. And number 8 is the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs made the top 10 solely off the strength of their starting 5 because their bench leaves much to be desired. They're led by a prime Tim Duncan and elite scorer George the Iceman Gervin at shooting guard, who once he gets into the paint is game over. Then the specimen David Robinson, think Anthony Davis but built like Dwight Howard. Then 26-year-old Tony Parker, back when he was regularly dropping 20 a game, the best two-way player in the league at the moment, Kawhi Leonard at the 3, and Ginobili with hair off the bench. Their bench, as mentioned, outside of Ginobili isn't that great, but they do have 3-point snipers Vinny Del Negro and Sean Elliott lying in wait. And if you want to really lock things up on the perimeter, you can sub in Bruce Bowen alongside Leonard. And number 7 is the Sacramento Kings. The Kings probably have the best point guard depth of any all-time team. Different flavors too. You could throw out Mr. Triple-Double Oscar Robertson, the Iverson of the 70s and 80s Nate Archibald, White Chocolate to try those fancy passes he used to do, and Mike Bibby. Mitch Richmond and Page at the 2 and the 3 gives you all the shooting you need. I mean, Page has 97 open and contested 3. And a nice 3-man big rotation of Cousins, Chris Webber, and John Lucas, who is one of their best shooters on the team. And Mr. Glitch himself, Rudy Gay, buried at the end of the bench. At number 6 is the Chicago Bulls. If we're being honest with ourselves, the all-time Bulls aren't that deep. I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. They were garbage before Jordan and after until Rose hit the scene. But they can't throw out a lineup of Jordan, Butler, Pippen, Robin, and Noah that might allow 20 points a game. The thing that's killer with this squad is they lack any consistent 3-point threat outside of Steve Kerr. And what are you going to do, start him over Rose? With this squad, peak Rose and prime MJ with his side of Scotty should be enough against most all-time teams. but against the better shooting ones, this might not be the best team to pick. At number 5 is the Oklahoma City Thunder. We can finally team up Durant, Westbrook, Getting over the fact that they're called the all-time Thunder, their starting 5 combines 2 distinct eras of the Sonic and Thunder basketball franchise, with a prime Ray Allen when he was still dunking on cats thrown in. In the half court, having KD and Ray Allen spreading the floor to run constant Westbrook and Kemp pick and rolls is a winning strategy. Then their bench, you could run the Mike D'Antoni offense with Harden and the squad of shooters in Dale Ellis, Detlef Schrempf, and Serge Ibaka. They're not a traditional team position-wise in the slightest. And number 4 is the Houston Rockets. Houston is probably the most fun team to use in my opinion. You got the Dream and his 1,000 post moves playing power forward. James Harden at the point with their wings of McGrady and Drexler dunking on any and everybody. Then the 2K11 glitch Yao Ming at center. Him and the King basically shut down the paint, so you're gonna have to work outside against this team. Then you can throw 7'4" Ralph Sampson at people. Oh, and they got Calvin Murphy with his money mid-ranger and a prime Steve Francis as first guards off the bench. And number 3 is the Golden State Warriors. For one, how did Kevin Durant make the all-time Warriors squad? He's been there for 1 season. Have some standards, people. The all-time Warriors, much like the current Warriors, will run you out of the gym if you're not prepared. Their starting lineup can run out Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Durant, Rick Barry, who tore kids it was okay to shoot like that, and a splash of Wilt Chamberlain in the middle. Then their bench is a collection of different Warriors cores, ranging from Run TMC, who have their own legend team, and so do the We Believe Warriors led by B. Diddy Baron Davis, Monte Ellis, and Jason Richardson, back when he still had hops. And Mr. Do-It-All Draymond Green and Nate Thurman is the top 2 bigs off the bench. The Warriors have no weaknesses, and above all else, arguably the greatest collection of shooters on one team. And number 2 is the Los Angeles Lakers. The team with the 2nd most titles in NBA history. You would expect to have a pretty impressive roster, but 11 dudes 90 or above? Jeez. The thing is, do you go 2 bigs with Kareem and Shaq like the Spurs and Rockets? Or go full Pat Riley Showtime Lakers on steroids and run with Worthy at the 4? The all-time Lakers have plenty of options in the front court to mix and match. I do have a problem with them making Kareem a 96 so he's not higher than Shaq and Kobe, when there's a 1-year younger version of him on the Bucks that's a 99. They also got 35 points per game. I can still dunk. It got a nice post-game Kobe on here, but I can't lie, I wish it was Fro Kobe. Then they think they're slick putting Derek Fisher on the all-time Lakers. Why not Eddie Jones or Nick Van Exel? And the number 1 all-time team in NBA 2K18, as you know it, the Boston Celtics. They can roll out 10 players 90 or above in overall, 6 players with an A+ 3-point rating, 5 players with A+ mid, 5 A+ rebounders. You could do hockey subs with this squad and not miss a beat. Bird is near 99 in all shooting categories. You got Bill Russell patrolling the paint, Havlicek with a 95 mid and 94 from 3, Kuzi who's just as nasty. Even Paul Pierce is a 94. Was he ever a 94 in the game? Then Cohen's and Parrish waiting to be tagged in. If you're online and you use this team, you should be ashamed of yourself. They do got the GOAT Antoine Walker buried at the end of the bench. You gotta start him at least 1 game. Sorry sports gamers, do you agree with the list? And if not, what all-time team do you think deserved to make it? Leave it in the comments down below. And stay tuned for more NBA 2K18 content here at Sports Gamers Online. So subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss anything we put out. I'm Chris. Thank you all for watching and be good, y'all.